Hello, it's Melissa, and today I'm going to talk to you all about what it's like to go to a vision therapy appointment when you have strabismus. So before I get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get future videos. So when you're picturing somebody going to a vision therapy appointment, you might just think, what are they going to do for an entire hour? Are they just going to stare at a Brock string or wear red and blue glasses? But while there is some of that stuff, there's so much more to it. So the reason that you would go to vision therapy is because with strabismus, it's not just a problem with the alignment of the eyes, it's the way that the brain uses information from both eyes. And so a lot of times surgery doesn't last because the brain doesn't know how to use both eyes. And so your eyes might be straight for a short time, but then they go back to however they were before or go to a new direction. It's really exciting. But anyways, so that's why I chose to do strabismus surgery and vision therapy combined, because I wanted my eyes to stay straight. And in order for my eyes to stay straight, my brain needs to know how to use the images coming from both eyes. It's like my eyes are two cameras, and in the back of my brain, it combines what those two cameras are seeing. But with strabismus, the brain doesn't know how to do that, and so it has to be taught. So that's where vision therapy comes in. Usually, in order to fully teach a brain that has strabismus to use both eyes, it's going to take at least 10 months of vision therapy, and could take who knows how long. I've heard of a person that was in for 5 years. So it can really be any range, and it depends on how dedicated you are and how simple or complicated your case is. But today I'm going to talk about what those appointments actually look like, because I think a lot of people think, I'm just going to do this on my own. I don't need an optometrist. But I'm here to tell you that it's way more complicated than just looking at a Brock string. So you're gonna go in for these appointments weekly, usually, sometimes twice a week, and they're generally 45 minutes long. And you're gonna be working one-on-one with either the optometrist or the vision therapist. And during this time, you're gonna be doing a variety of different activities that they specially pick for your specific case. You know, some people struggle more with different areas, and so they're gonna tailor that plan for you. So they're going to involve exercises that work a lot of different parts of your brain and your eyes and even your whole body. So there's going to be some exercises that are based on balance and coordination, which is going to help your whole body kind of work together, and your vision is a huge part of that. So those ones aren't really as typical of what you would imagine about vision therapy. You know, they don't seem like eye exercises, but there's going to be some of that. There's going to be awareness and learning how to appreciate what's happening around you with your peripheral. They have great tools in the office, and having an extra person there to point you back in the right direction is so helpful. Another type of exercise you're going to do are going to be antisuppression exercises, where you're trying to wake up your weaker eye if your brain is suppressing one. So you might be wearing glasses like this that have one side blue and one side red, and be doing a maze where one eye can see the outline of the maze and one eye can see the pen, and you're tracing through the maze. And that's more simple and might be something more you do as like a homework assignment after the appointment. I have done different activities with blocks that help me with spatial awareness, memory, and there's one where I couldn't see what I was doing with my hands, and I had to do different things without looking. I had to try to visualize and imagine that. These are all the things that, you know, seem pointless. I get it. Like when I was first doing it, I thought, why am I doing this? Like, I don't need to practice blocks. Like, I'm really good at blocks. I don't need that. But as it turns out, there's a lot of missing links. When your brain doesn't learn to use both eyes at the same time from a young age, there's a lot of gaps. And so vision therapy and the optometrist is going to fill in all those little gaps, so that when it comes to the exercises like the fusion exercises, where you're seeing rings float in the space and you're getting depth perception, you've got all those basic building blocks. I'm a math teacher, so I think of it in terms of math. You know, those little perceptual things are like the addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. In the stereopsis and the depth perception, that's the calculus. And so they know all the different steps that you have to take to get to calculus. And a lot of times I think when people try to do it on their own, they just go to the calculus. And I don't know if you ever tried to teach yourself calculus, but that'd be really hard without addition. And so that is, you know, a big part of those vision therapy appointments is those building blocks and making sure that your brain and your body is ready to use both eyes and that all those little pieces are put together. And then once that's all in place, then you can move to those exercises like a vectograph, where I don't know if you've seen these. They have them that are red and they have some that are red and green. I actually have some great downloads on my website. If you go to strabismussolutions.com/shop, and I have some great stereo, I call them stereo practice, but activities where you're wearing glasses and one eye can see one ring and the other eye can see the other ring. When you wear the glasses and if you're gaining stereopsis, you can see the ring actually floating in front of or behind these cards. And so there's so much that can be done with these. You know, the optometrist doesn't just stand there and like hold them and say, okay, where is it? You're standing on a balance board and they're doing things with the ball swinging around, trying to help engage your peripheral vision, and using different lenses and prisms. And I've worn all sorts of crazy glasses while doing a vectograph, trying to help my brain learn. When I first saw this, I saw nothing. I actually only could see one ring while I was wearing the glasses because I was suppressing the other ring and I could see no depth. And then we got to the point where I could kind of see a little double. And then I've gotten to the point where I can see depth now. And the depth is small. I don't see a huge, you know, the ring floats maybe here and here. And I'm working on getting that distance to increase and improve. But there's so much that the optometrist is doing while you're doing these activities that helps you gain that awareness and the ability to see those things can be done. There's a lot of really interesting tools as well. There's one that I've been doing the last couple months called MIT. And it's a really complicated name, but it's like a blue box with a light in it. And there's like a fan, I think inside. I don't exactly know how it's made, but what happens is there's a little black dot. And if I'm looking exactly at the dot, there's a fan that spins around just around the dot. But my eyes like to wander around and not stay put. And so the fan kind of moves all over and it gives me this feedback. And so I try to keep the fan on the little dot. And then there's other dots and I'm trying to move the fan from dot to dot, and it's training me to keep control where my eyes are going in space. That's something that I can't buy and use at home. Other activities that you get there, but you're not going to get at home. There's like computer programs where you're wearing special 3D glasses, and it's so much easier to see depth and gain that stereopsis when you're using those specialized programs like virtual reality, or VTS4 is the name of the computer program, where this type of vectogram, when you're trying to see the depth, is a lot harder. It just, I don't know what it is. It's not as easy for the brain, but they've made these computer and virtual reality programs that really make conditions ideal for your brain to use both eyes, and it gets your brain comfortable with using both eyes so that can transfer into real life. And again, there are a lot of different exercises, and if you're curious about different exercises and what categories and examples of what they're actually doing during vision therapy, head over to my website, same strabismussolutions.com/VT, and I have a whole post all about what appointments are like, all the different types of exercises that you do. And I even have on my website, I went through, I think, the first 60 appointments that I had. I would write a weekly blog about what exactly we did during the appointment and what my homework exercises were that went with that appointment. But so there might be a couple in there that help you really get a feel for what vision therapy is like, so you can see that it is hugely valuable. A lot of people say it's super expensive, but it's worth it. If you want to know more and you're not sure vision therapy is a good fit for you, you can schedule a Zoom call with me and we can talk all about you, and I can help you kind of figure out what path you want to take to help improve your vision. So I'll put that link in the description so that you can schedule if you like, and we can get to know each other and I can help you through your process. So I hope you have a fabulous day. Hope you learned a little bit more about what vision therapy actually is and what they do during those appointments, and I will see you next time.